Very top for LA Times. Derek, you guys only made 6 3-pointers, got out-rebounded by 12, yet you still won by 7. What do you attribute this victory to?
Just their will to win. I mean, that as a team, they just kind of didn't want to lose the game tonight. It was that simple. Early season, late season, postseason, there are a lot of times you have to win that way. You know, things aren't going your way, referees, miss shots, just not your night, and they figured out just how to stay together and win the game. And, you know, it wasn't, I think, what our best effort will be in the future, but, you know, Connecticut's a good offensive team. You know, they only shot 30% from the field. You know, they got a lot of those back, but, you know, they've easily scored, you know, mid to high 80s most nights, you know, preseason and the first 2 games in the regular season. And to hold a team like that to 70 points is a good thing that we can build on, and hopefully our offensive continuity will, you know, continue to come along as we get used to playing.
As a former player who's known for some pretty big shots and exciting moments, how fun is it for you to see Shanae come up with some of the really decisive plays there against her former team?
I'm so happy for Shanae because, you know, this week, like we learned a lot about ourselves in Las Vegas, and we got back home and we just got to work. And she was at the top of the list of people that like figured out really quickly, like, okay, what I've been doing up to now isn't working. So let me make some adjustments. Let me do some things differently day to day on how I'm preparing myself, the things I'm working on in practice, etc. And you know, that type of leadership is good to see. And when players get results from their hard work, you know, then you don't have to be the one to tell them all the time. Like, they feel it. And I think she felt the results of a lot of hard work this past week.
Coach, Eagles TV Sports, how did it feel tonight coaching your first game tonight here in the Staples Center, a place where you played before? How did it feel tonight?
No, I felt great. I mean, you know, I've been a fan at many of these games for a long time, and to me, Sparks games are one of the most fun and entertaining sports events in the city. People that haven't experienced it yet are missing out. Those that have, they know what I'm talking about. And it was no different tonight, you know, and I think that was a contributing factor to the players just kind of continuing to play. You know, even at times when they made mistakes, they didn't do some things the right way. The crowd, you know, after kind of a slow start, both teams were kind of trying to fill each other out. And then in the second half, that Sparks crowd energy that you feel in the Staples Center every night, it was there.
Hey, Coach, Cameron Buford, What's Good in Sports. Congratulations on your first victory.
Thank you.
Were you able to acknowledge or hear the shout out that you got? There was a tribute from one of your former players. Kobe Bryant gave you a shout out after, you know, at the bell, at the whistle, the buzzer. You didn't notice the shout out?
After the game was over?
On the
Oh yeah, no, I didn't notice at all. I was out there the whole time.
Yeah, I figured it was bad.
Yeah, but I didn't look up.
Yeah,
Like when the game is over, I'm like, I immediately, like, I don't leave the court until all the players are off.
Yeah. But it was immediately as the buzzer sound. So
Yeah,
you
I didn't look up at all, man.
But
I'm
congratulations.
sure they have it.
Yeah, no,
Gorgeous.
thank you
You
for
go back
sharing
and
that
listen
with
to
me.
it.
I didn't know. No, that's great. I mean, we got a chance to see him in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, what he's doing and trying to do for young girls in terms of his club team and the sports academy, and he's kind of becoming synonymous with the women's game.
Sure.
And he's an impactful and influential sports figure. And these women deserve that type of support. So,
Do you expect to have them in practice maybe time this season?
I don't know if they want that. they think that I'm detail oriented.
Okay.
They may not want him to come to the gym, but we did invite him and his team anytime they want to come out and watch, they're more than welcome.
Thanks, Coach.
Sabrina?
Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. Can you talk about the effort that Sydney gave you guys today?
Gladly. Sydney's the type of person that championship teams have, right? Sydney played 29 minutes. She made one shot. I'm not a plus minus guy exclusively, but she was the highest plus minus on the team. She's plus 12 when she's on the court because she makes winning plays. She dives on the floor for loose balls. She leaves who she's guarding to go help somebody else without worrying about if who she's guarding is going to score. Like, she just does the right things. And those are the type of players that you need in order to win, regardless of what the stat sheet looks like. And she deserved the opportunity to start. And as much as what Shanae and Nneka did statistically, and Chelsea as well, Sydney arguably was just as valuable in terms of what she did tonight.
Rico.
Hey, Coach. Rico Cabrera, East LA Sports Team. Coach, your thoughts in preparation, because for the first time we've seen a lineup that we couldn't really pick ahead of time.
Yeah.
You know, knowing who the regulars and the veterans were.
Correct.
Your thought process, as you mentioned about Sydney, she deserved that.
Yeah.
But it was a very different look
Yes,
altogether.
very different.
Thank you.
I honestly was going to start Sydney tonight either way. And then kind of when Elena was a late scratch this afternoon, then that's where the addition of Alexis Jones came in. But I had already planned to start Sydney today, not because she didn't play a lot in Las Vegas, but just what she's done since May 5th. And even a few days, prior to that, we got together for some informal workouts, and she came back a better player. She's determined, she's in great condition. She does a lot of things really well. She makes good decisions with the ball. She shoots it good, and she gives great effort on the defensive end. And so, we're just kind of figuring it out right now. Honestly, Rico, like there's lineups are going to be all over the place at the moment, and whether it's an injury or Maria not being here, etc. Like, we just have to figure it out for now. And we'll find some rhythm and some groove a little bit later in the season.
Pappy Hoops and Rules, Coach, can you talk about Chelsea Gray's playmaking? I feel like a lot of times you just put the ball in her hand and trust her to make the right play. Can you just speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, no, I think throughout the course of the game we try to make sure that the ball is moving, everybody's touching it. They didn't do such a good job of it throughout the course of the game, but through 3 quarters, you really try your best, and through most of the fourth, to make sure that there's a level of continuity to what you do. And then there are certain points in the game where, we mentioned Kobe earlier, like there's certain points in the game where when it's possession by possession, you want to make sure that specific people touch the basketball. You don't want to have possessions late in games where your best players don't get a chance to touch it. And because of Chelsea's playmaking ability as a scorer, as a creator, and then because of her size, there really isn't much the defense can take away, which she can get good opportunities, but also, as she showed tonight, she'll be able to create some opportunities for others. And I think that's an area where she can really elevate. I see Chelsea being able to be, a double-digit and double-assist type of player because of her game.
Jim Alexander, Southern California News Group. Shanae and Nneka both kind of indicated that chemistry between them isn't there yet. It's getting there, but it's not there. Can you tell?
No, I honestly no. I think they are still trying to figure it out, like a lot of our players are. It's different, what we're asking of them, and they're still trying to figure it out, but I still think they have their own language, and it's not even that they speak all the time, they just kind of feel each other out, and they know kind of how to cover for each other. And a lot of the plays that we made tonight were just the two of them kind of figuring out how to solve a problem together, and they saved the day for us in a lot of ways.
Is there an older sister, younger sister dynamic there, or can you tell?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I don't think that it's because of Shanae's lack of anything. I just think that Nneka has an older sister temperament and personality and demeanor with our whole team, not just her sister. Like, she really feels responsible for who we are and what we're doing on a daily basis, and that's kind of what big sisters are there for, in a sense. But she's also, I think, very loving and supportive of Shanae, and they don't have like a, I'm the big sister, little sister dynamic, which helps because, sibling rivalries can be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mike Johnson, Culver City. Derek, it felt like you guys had the game well in hand, and then suddenly in the fourth quarter, it's a 1-point game. Was there an energy drain? What did you see that made the shift there?
I think the offensive rebounds just continue to kind of chip away at our ability to sustain any offensive momentum in that fourth quarter in particular. We had a couple of defensive breakdowns. But in the NBA and in the WNBA, the game is never really over. I think the way teams shoot the three, it's a long game. It really is. And Connecticut's a good team. They score a lot of points. They only ended up scoring 70.
Right.
So at some point they were gonna, be able to put the ball in the basket. But I think the biggest thing were the offensive rebounds. They kind of chipped away at our momentum there in the fourth quarter.
Sure.
At this point in the season, what's your assessment of what the rookies are bringing to the table, Kalani and Marina, and their development, especially given the fact that Connecticut has not played their rookies at all?
Yeah, no, I think they're both adding a lot to what we're going to become. They're not playing minutes by accident. We believe in both of them. Marina competes at a really, really high level. Like, she has a competitive spirit that I think elevates our gym on a daily basis because she's not afraid of anybody, and she'll let you know. Kalani, we drafted her at number 7 for a reason. We believed in her size and the versatility that she has. She can step out and shoot the ball well. She can dominate the interior. They're both doing a lot, and they're both going to play. They both played in Las Vegas. They both played tonight. Tonight was a different type of game for Kalani in particular, with a stretch big like Jonquel Jones. The minutes were tough to come by, and Nneka and Shanae obviously were being really impactful. So not as many minutes tonight, but they're going to be a part of who we are this year. There's no question about it.
Time for one more, Mary.
Yeah, I don't know that we can say this yet, but did you have any idea whether we would to see Elena and Candace back on the road trip?
I doubt it. I think our schedule for Candace is a little bit later than that. Elena, I think, is more day to day. I don't get the sense that she's out for the week, but we'll talk about it tomorrow and make some decisions. I'll add my daily WNBA comment to the media availability here. That it's a difficult decision because in order for them to receive the level of therapy and treatment that they need, they kind of have to stay here. If you think about it for a second. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And a big win tonight, the home opener for the 2019 WNBA season for the LA Sparks, and they come out huge over the Connecticut Sun. Final score is 77-70, but there were so many things for the fans here to really appreciate. Number one, a totally different starting lineup. This time not seeing Elena Beard nor Candace Parker in the starting 5, and Coach Derek Fisher put it together, and he put his 5 in there on the merit system, as he told us in the press conference, and it worked to perfection. And the rest of the squad that pitched in reserve, they all came through with either points or defense, and it all added up to a huge win here for a very partisan crowd here at Staples Center, as the LA Sparks are out of the gate at home with their first victory, now pulling to 1-1 in WNBA play as they come off the defeat to the Las Vegas Aces last week, and now here on Friday, May the 31st, 2019, they earned their first WNBA victory, evening the record now at 1-1. They'll go on the road for a few weeks. They'll come back in between for one game, and then finish up at the end of the season, end of the month with another home game, and then the games will come a little bit more regular. But for the first month of the season, the Sparks will be out of town and on the road. But we will await their return here and follow them while they continue play in the WNBA. Their next stop, New York City, where they'll take on the Liberty on June the 4th. So that will do it for this edition of East LA Sports. And as we come back to our fans here who are LA Sparks fans and hoping for a huge season this year, a return to the WNBA Finals. So on behalf of Eric Sarney, taking all of our digital photography and our videography, and yours truly, Rico Cabrera Sr., doing the interviews and our write-ups as well. So thanks for watching, and as we always say, be careful, be safe, but more importantly, be back and continue to watch us here on East LA Sports Scene. Thank you, take care, and we'll see you soon.